Hey everybody, I wanted to follow up on my video about the molecular script within Blender that you can use to allow particles to interact with each other. And what someone had asked me is, how do I make it look more like a fluid? So the first thing I wanted to do is to show you what a normal particle system looks like with just collision between the particles turned on using the molecular script. So here you can see that the particles are simply falling down, falling on the balloon or the sphere, and then sliding off and eventually landing on the floor. So, you know, that's what standard the particles are going to look like if you just have auto collision turned on. The next part that I'm going to show you is after we turn on linking between the particles. So here you see under the link section under molecular, you have activate particles linking. And all I'm going to do is just turn on that linking, and I'm going to adjust the, these are the default settings. So just by turning on linking, you see the drastic difference in how the particles are attaching to each other. And what that linking is doing is that there is now like a force field between the particles holding them together. Here's an example where I turned up the tension between the particles really high, and you get sort of some weird behaviors. I'm not sure it looks very natural, but if you're trying to do something sci-fi, that might be cool. So here, I'm just gonna let this render out. The sphere is spinning around, and so the particles then are falling down and landing in the bowl next to it. So yeah, there you go. The next part, I'm gonna show you some shading tips. Hey everybody, here's a quick tip for you. If you see here, I have a bunch of particles, and some are shaded blue and some are shaded white. So the way I do this is I use a color ramp, and I typically would use the particle info, but because I'm rendering using Eevee, because it's a lot quicker in this case, and I don't need the power of cycles, I typically would use the random node of the particle info. But what you see is that if I do that, this node currently doesn't work with Eevee. And so you end up with all blue particles because random, for whatever reason, isn't working. So all I did was I swapped particle info for the object info, and I used that random. And lo and behold, some of the values come out at 0 and some come out at 1. And so this controls your some of the particles being blue and some of them being white, right? And then you can control how many are blue and how many are white just by adjusting this particular value here. So yeah, there's a quick tip for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Thanks, have a great day.